Hey guys, working on subtracting mixed numbers on this video. Okay, subtracting mixed numbers. You're gonna have a lot of similarities to adding mixed numbers. So if you did that last one, this one you're gonna find a lot of things that are similar. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the first problem that we've got here. We have 5 3/5, and we're gonna subtract 2 1/10. Still asking that same question, can I subtract 3/5, can I subtract fifths and tenths? I can't, I've got to make the denominators the same. That rule applies with addition and subtraction dealing with fractions. So I've got to come back to 3/5 and I've got to see, can I make fifths into tenths? I can. By multiplying by what? What would I multiply 5 by to get to 10? Times 2. So I'm going to do that same thing in the numerator just like we did with addition. And my new fraction, my equivalent fraction becomes 6/10. All right, so now my number is 5 6/10. Now, can I subtract? I can. 6/10 minus 1/10 would be 5/10, right? You only ever subtract the numerator, not the denominator. 5 minus 2 is 3, and I get 3 5/10. Now, 5th grade, when you finish your work with a fraction, you want to see, can you simplify your fraction? Can I simplify 5/10? Is there a number that I can count by where I would get 5 and 10? Certainly there is. I can divide them both by the number 5. When you simplify, remember your whole number goes over no matter what. So I'm going to have this whole number of a 3. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. And this would be 3 1/2. Okay? They're equivalent fractions. 1/2 and 5/10 are equivalent. So that would be 3 1/2. Let's take a look at the next one. I have 6 2/9, and I want to subtract 4 2/3. Again, I've got to look, are my denominators the same? They're not. Can I make thirds into ninths? I can. What would I multiply 3 by to get to 9? Times 3. 2 times 3 is 6, so this would become 4 6/9. Can I subtract now? 2 ninths minus 6 ninths? I can't. I don't have enough ninths here, and I have to get more of them, okay? So what we're going to do now is we're going to regroup, just like you always do with subtraction, but it's a little different with fractions here. I'm going to regroup. I'm going to get more ninths from that whole one. I'm going to take one of those whole ones, and I'm going to break it into a fraction. Now, if I had 6 whole ones and I take one, that leaves me with 5. Now, in this problem, what makes a whole thing? What fraction would be a whole one? Well, this whole problem is in ninths. So I would need 9 ninths. So I'm going to take that 1 that I just took out of here, and I'm going to make it a fraction. So it's going to go from 1 to 9 ninths. I'm going to put it right here next to the 2 ninths I already had. I had 2, I'm going to add 9 more. So I want to do this. Remember on subtraction, or on addition rather, when we would decompose at the end? We're going to kind of recompose here. We're going to go in the opposite direction. So I'm going to put the same symbol, but instead of coming apart, now I'm going to put them back together. What's 2 ninths plus 9 ninths? It's 11 ninths. So now I want to take those 11 ninths and say, all right, 11 minus 6. And 11 minus 6 is 5 ninths. 5 minus 4 is 1, and I get 1 5 ninths. Can I simplify 5 ninths? I can't, so I would be finished with my problem there. All right, so the borrowing and the regrouping is the different part. So let's look at another one. I have 10 1/5 minus 7 9/10. Can I subtract with fifths and tenths? I can't. I've got to make this tenths. I'm going to do it by multiplying by 2. 1 times 2 is 2. So now this becomes 10 2/10. Can I subtract 2/10 minus 9/10? I can't. I don't have enough. I have to get more. Where are they going to come from? From the 10. I'm going to take one of those 10. It's going to leave me with 9. And I'm going to change it now into a fraction. What fraction is going to make a whole one in this problem? The denominator is 10, so I need all 10 pieces, 10 tenths. I'm going to put it right here next to it. 10 tenths. Now, I had 2 tenths already. I'm going to add 10 tenths. So now I'm going to put them back together. We're going to go up now instead of decomposing. What's 10 tenths plus 2 tenths? It's 12 tenths. 12 tenths. Now, I can subtract 12 tenths minus 9 tenths. 12 minus 9 is 3. And I get 3 tenths. 9 minus 7 is 2. And I get 2 and 3 tenths. We always want to check. Can I simplify 3 tenths? I can't. There's no number I can count by where I would get 3 and get 10. So 2 and 3 tenths is my answer. All right? One more. You getting it? I hope you are. And you can certainly write your own problems, have your parents write problems for you, and practice. Practice, practice, practice. That's how we'll get better. Here we go. Last one. I have 8 1/4. I want to subtract 7 5/12. Well, I have fourths and twelfths. Can't do that. I've got to make the fourths into twelfths if I can. Can I count by fours and get to 12? I can. It's times what? It's times 3. So I have to do that same thing, numerator, denominator. 1 times 3 is 3. So now I have 8 3/12, okay, instead of 8 1/4, equivalent fraction, same thing. Can I subtract 3 minus 5? I can't. I need more twelfths. Where are they coming from? They're coming from the 8. When I take one of those, it's going to leave me with 7. I'm going to change it into a fraction now. What fraction does that 1 become? It becomes 12 twelfths, and I'm going to put it right here. All right, and I'm going to put my rooftop back. I'm going to add them, go up now, add them back together. 3 twelfths plus 12 twelfths would be 15 twelfths. So now I want to do 15 twelfths minus 5 twelfths. 15 minus 5 is 10 twelfths. 7 minus 7 is 0. Okay, 0. So can I simplify 10 twelfths? I can. I can divide both of those by the number 2. And I'm going to get 5 sixths. 5 sixths of an answer. You don't have to put 0 for the whole number. 0 is just 0. You don't need to put it. 5 sixths would be your answer. There's no whole number in this one. Okay? All right, guys, with subtraction, the denominators have to be the same. If you don't have enough in your numerator, or you don't have enough in the top number, you're going to have to take one of the wholes, change it to a whole as a fraction, whether that's 5 fifths, 6 sixths, 10 tenths, 9 ninths, whatever it's going to be. Put it with the fraction you already had, get that total, and then you can subtract from there, okay? Practice, practice, practice. That's what's going to make you better. Parents, if you're watching, write a couple out for your kids and let them practice, all right? That's the way we're going to get better. Guys, keep working hard. It's your future. You decide where you're going.